Hey Dubblies, it's Dave Decide. Today I want to get into what people believe to be Charlie Puth's reaction to Jung Kook performing FIFA, a post that Taehyung made that shocked everyone and made a lot of people mad, and then Jung Kook at the airport and people believe he hated something and was upset. So hater or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on, grab your dumpling tea spilling mug merch, your limited edition dumpling Christmas sweater. Proceeds will go to charity, and let's get into it. Jung Kook recently just returned from the World Cup and had just landed at the airport. Of course, the action of reporters and armies being there to greet him has long been a controversial thing, but I think in this situation it's very necessary, and I didn't see too many or any stalker comments relating to this. Of course, Jung Kook coming back from the monumental moment like this deserves a nice warm welcome, and of course reporters documenting it. And we all know he landed safely too. Now Jung Kook genuinely seemed to enjoy this moment. He wanted to be proud of everything he just did, and he definitely should be. I am so proud of everything he's done. He ended up showing off the Korean sports jersey that he was wearing by unzipping it and flashing it. He also made another gesture to symbolize him kicking a ball like he did when he left to go to Qatar. And now he's doing it coming back. So now reporters have images and videos of him doing it twice to close off the chapter. I am posting the reaction video to Jung Kook's World Cup performance on Patreon, and if you want to fangirl and have fun with that over there, I will leave a link down in the description. One thing that people thought was really funny, or that Jung Kook was in a bit of pain, was when Jung Kook walked out and the camera started flashing. Of course, the cameras were not really going off until the reporters saw him walking from the gate, and then when he actually made it out the door, they were just so many flashes that it almost appeared like there was a constant bright light just shining on him because there was no break from the flashes. Of course, Jung Kook was taken back by this and could barely open his eyes. He even made a more exaggerated expression to be like, whoa, this is too much. Of course, some people in the fandom picked up on this and was like, no, our baby, but he is okay, and probably semi-used to this. It might have been worse just because it seemed like it was dark out, so the flashes were more intense. Jung Kook stayed as long as he could and made sure to pose as much as he could before he left. This, of course, to show respect to all the reporters that made their way all the way over there and waited for him. But of course, also he definitely wants the moment to be documented, so he wants to give them photos the reporters can use to write up the news. Once he was done posing, he went into his car and even rolled down the window to make sure he posed some more. And you could even see that at that point too, the flashes seemed to be a bit too much. But I am so happy he seemed so happy after this and seemed to really enjoy his time. It must have been absolutely insane, as Jung Kook said he learned a lot of the choreography the day before, which obviously makes it even more impressive since he literally nailed it. I can't believe it's humanly possible to have this much talent. All the BTS members were posting about Jung Kook and his performance, and they were all showing a lot of support. It was very cute, and I am sure they were all really proud. Of course, some members had been posting before and others just stopped posting after posting about Jung Kook. Taehyung was getting a bit of controversy over a post that he did. I think it was right before Jung Kook took the stage. It's completely unrelated to Jung Kook or the World Cup. Taehyung posted a series of photos, cute ones, and even one where it appeared like it was a dark silhouette of him naked or shirtless, but that's a conversation for another time. The one that got the most controversy was one where he posted his weight. I do want to give a trigger warning here. I know weight is something a lot of people are uncomfortable with, so just know that I am going to be talking about it here. Feel free to skip ahead to the next segment if you don't want to hear it. Taehyung posted on his story allegedly him standing on a scale, and it read 63.4 kilograms. This is about 139 pounds, and he is apparently 5'10". This was definitely shocking to a lot of people because it's so low. I think I'm 5'8", maybe 5'9". Some people say I'm 5'7", and I'm slightly more than Taehyung's weight, and I'm considered pretty underweight still. So it is shocking to see why Taehyung is so skinny. It's one thing to just naturally be skinny, and that is just your body and you're healthy and fine. That is the case with me, by the way, but that doesn't seem to be the case for Taehyung. Otherwise, there would be less concern, and I will talk about that in a little bit. Now, the response to him posting his weight was shockingly not even about concern. There were too many people who were just voicing their opinion on how this was irresponsible for him to post. I guess because people are going to try to match his weight. I think we need to take some ownership of our own actions, and I think in 2022, we need to be responsible for what we take into ourselves and not blame someone else. At the end of the day, think about how you might post. You might post post literally anything, and the fact that that's okay, but when Taehyung does it, it's not. I get the idea that he has a platform, but that doesn't take away from him being a human and him just wanting to do human things like posting whatever happens in their day. Especially someone like Taehyung that is not telling you to lose weight, but just being apparent about where they are at their diet journey. As I said, I will talk more about that. Nonetheless, people wanted the post gone or deleted, but it was just a story, so it's gone now. This became big enough where Taehyung had posted a photo of an artwork that I think an artist gifted him or something, and Jin responded that Jin was 58 kg. As you can see here, weight is not a huge issue between the members as they are able to joke about it, as I highly doubt Jin is actually 58 kg, but that was definitely also a thing that people were either upset about or joking along about. Taehyung recently on Weverse talked about his weight loss journey, and as to why he was on that journey, I have no idea. But Taehyung reported that he has the utmost respect for anyone who is on that journey, and he cannot deal with the food restrictions that he has been doing. He said that he is tired all the time and he has no strength, and then mentioned that this was likely because he didn't have any energy because he wasn't eating. This does tell me that he is depriving himself of food that his body needs. If you're tired and have no energy, you weren't meant to be thinner. Your body can't physically do that. Not everyone is going to fit into a size 2 or whatever, and that's wonderful. The world would be boring if everyone looked the same. I don't know why Taehyung is doing this. I hope he's okay, and I hope he doesn't push himself too much. This is a very common practice in K-pop, and thus it's something the members can joke about with each other, but it did concern a lot of people. Of course, I can imagine this is an exciting and stressful time for the members, as the future of the group is a little bit up in the air. We know when they're coming back, what they'll do and all that is up in the air. And then what will the members do individually is up in the air. People were wondering how the other people were reacting to Jung Kook's World Cup performance. BTS members are friends with a lot of people in the industry, and ARMYs wonder what Halsey thinks of whatever BTS does, what Chris Martin thinks, and also Charlie Puth now because Charlie and Jung Kook's friendship. Well, none of these people have responded, but people do believe Charlie had addressed it. However, I don't know if he did, but let me explain. Charlie had attended this silly little award show called the AMAs. Only the cool folks have heard of it. He was actually doing a performance with Lionel Richie, and that was great. But around that time this was going on, so was the World Cup. So when Charlie wrote "I got chills," he was likely referring to his performance. But there were some people bringing up Jung Kook on that tweet and referencing Jung Kook's performance, either because the tweet initially reminded them of Jung Kook's performance, or they just assumed Charlie would have a reaction to Jung Kook's World Cup. I mean, Charlie has never really been into sports that much or at all, and he even got comments asking who he was rooting for. What also some people were thinking was that the stream for Left and Right allegedly jumped up after Jung Kook's performance, which we assume it would be because of the performance, but also sometimes the information on the charts can be confusing, so take that as a rumor. And of course, that may have flipped Charlie off, that there was something that might have happened. I do think Charlie would have watched the World Cup. But I've said this before, a lot of celebrities after a collab is done will refrain from talking about BTS. That doesn't mean they're not friends, it just means they're not talking about BTS because bringing up BTS's name is controversial. If Charlie said anything about Jungkook's performance, it will be filled with comments saying he is using Jungkook's name for clout. Or even some people bringing up old things and saying, oh, so you like Jungkook now, but you didn't before. And the issue with a lot of K-pop hate is that there's one person who does minimal research on a celebrity or person, and then they'll just write a hate post on Twitter, but instead of giving the opportunity to let people decide if this is actually a bad thing that the celebrity did, they'll just say things like, don't watch or interact, just spam them with hate comments or report their account. And a lot of people, of course, jump on and do it. Some people don't even know why they're mad at Charlie. They just are, and then Charlie gets those death threats and hate comments. I do think Charlie is emotional and proud of Jungkook. I think they're both proud of each other for their accomplishments that evening, and maybe they even spoke to each other about it. So let that be. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. Thanks for this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.